Why China is taking over Indian borders. In recent years, the tension between India and China over their disputed border has been steadily escalating, raising concerns about the potential consequences of this long-standing conflict. The clash in 2020, which tragically claimed the lives of 20 Indian soldiers, served as a stark reminder of the volatile nature of the situation. With a shared border spanning 3,440 kilometers, India and China have struggled to find common ground on the demarcation of their respective territories, leading to numerous clashes and standoffs. The origins of the Sino-Indian border dispute can be traced back to the early 1960s when China constructed a road through the disputed Aksai Chin region. India vehemently opposed this incursion, resulting in a brief war between the two nations in 1962. Regrettably, the conflict concluded with China gaining control over Aksai Chin, further fueling tensions and animosity between the two countries. Since that time, efforts to reach a mutually agreeable border settlement have repeatedly failed. China has continued to assert its dominance in the region by constructing infrastructure and roads in the disputed areas. Furthermore, China has significantly increased its troop presence along the border, exacerbating the already tense situation. This aggressive posturing by China has contributed to heightened anxiety and strained relations between the two nations. Reasons. There are several key reasons behind China's desire to take control of Indian borders. China seeks to assert dominance. Firstly, China seeks to assert its dominance and influence not only in the region but also on the global stage. As a rising power, China aims to demonstrate its strength and resilience, sending a clear message to the international community that it is not to be underestimated. By extending its control over Indian borders, China aims to solidify its position as a force to be reckoned with, seeking access to natural resources. Secondly, the disputed areas hold valuable natural resources, including oil and gas reserves. China's rapid economic growth necessitates a secure and stable energy supply, making the acquisition of these resources a strategic priority. By gaining control over the disputed regions, China can ensure its own energy security, thus safeguarding its economic interests, restricting India's rise. Thirdly, India represents a potential rival to China's regional dominance. As India emerges as a formidable player on the global stage, China aims to curb its influence and restrict its rise as a competing power. By taking over Indian borders, China seeks to limit India's ability to project power and expand its sphere of influence, thereby maintaining its own strategic advantage in the region. Consequences. The Sino-Indian border dispute carries significant implications and potential consequences. Number 1. The conflict has the potential to escalate into a fully blown military confrontation, given the deep-rooted mistrust and animosity between the two nations. The history of the dispute, coupled with a military buildup and recent clashes, creates an environment where a small incident or miscalculation could trigger a devastating conflict with severe humanitarian consequences. Number 2. Additionally, the ongoing conflict has adverse economic ramifications for both India and China. Disruptions to trade and investment between the two countries could have a detrimental impact on their respective economies. The loss of jobs, market instability, and economic downturn will further exacerbate the already fragile situation and hinder prospects for a peaceful resolution. Number 3. The Sino-Indian border dispute has the potential to destabilize the entire region. The conflict could strain relations between China and neighboring countries like Pakistan and Nepal, leading to a broader regional standoff. This could have far-reaching consequences, not only for the countries directly involved, but also for the stability and security of the entire South Asian region. Efforts to resolve the Sino-Indian border dispute have been made through various mechanisms. The two countries have engaged in bilateral talks and negotiations at both political and military levels. These discussions have aimed to find common ground, explore possible solutions, and prevent the escalation of tensions. However, progress has been slow, with both sides firmly holding their positions and displaying a reluctance to make significant concessions. In recent years, there have been attempts to establish confidence-building measures to ease tensions along the border. The implementation of border protocols and agreements, such as the Border Defense Cooperation Agreement or BDCA signed in 2013, aim to prevent accidental clashes and provide a framework for communication and de-escalation. However, these measures have proven insufficient in resolving the underlying territorial disputes. Resolving the Sino-Indian border dispute is a complex task that requires political will, mutual trust, and compromise from both sides. It is crucial to establish clear and well-defined borders that are based on historical and legal evidence, taking into account the interests and aspirations of both countries. This may involve exploring other options, such as joint management, demilitarization, or international arbitration.